GB only, it won't take much time. Okay. Already I told how to download. I given a link also. So first of all, CentOS, I'm downloading 7 version and I'm downloading minimal. Okay, minimal, it is 1 GB disks you are downloading. You know how much RAM is required to run a minimal? If you have a 512 MB per machine is enough to run a machine. Okay, 1 GB, 2 GB is also good. 2 GB it means very faster we can create it. And it does not contain more applications and all. It is very fast, it will work. You can do anything with that one. Okay, why CentOS I am downloading? That is also there is a reason. Okay, so go to the CentOS downloads. This is CentOS, then os.org. Okay, go to the download and go to year 7. I'm not using 8. Okay, 8 is little bit different from 7. The commands are little bit change occur. So I'm using 7. This is 64-bit. Okay, this is 64-bit. You want 32-bit? This is the last one is 32-bit. But download a 64-bit only. Like click on this ISO. And you will get a lot of mirror list is there. So you can download it from anywhere, including from India. Okay, India IITs are there. So you have to find out where is IITs. IITs also there. Okay, so click on that link. So any link. So then you can find minimal. So this is the minimal. You can look at this one, minimal. CentOS 7 64-bit, minimal 2009. It is around 1 GB size only, and it up to 2024 support is there. I clicked on it, but it will take time to open. Okay. So when you go to the CentOS, is it open or not? Download with the free download manager. If you go to the CentOS, so it is 2 are there. One is streaming and Linux. 8 is released already. 9 is going to be released in maybe end of this year or maybe next year. But you can see this is the 9 streaming is there coming soon. This is the stream. Don't use stream. It is a daily development kind of stuff. So it is no use. You can if you are already having 6.3. So if you know how to use it, so you can use it directly, no problem. I'm putting in my G drive. Yeah, G drive is enough. Download. Okay, so okay, it is downloading. It will take a 10 to 15 minutes time. Okay, so guys understand. So how to download? Go to CentOS download, CentOS Linux 7, this one, and it will show some mirror links. So by default, it is showing some here, some down. You can open anything. You can open anything. So you can open anything. You can find a links from here. Download a minimal only. Download a minimal only. The first one 4.4 GB. This is 4 GB thing. It is a full version. And this is everything version. It is a 9.5 GB. So my point is lesser is important. Small size. Linux meant for a small. Of course, GUI mode is also important in a certain things. Of course, it is downloading now. Meanwhile, we create a virtual machine. Okay. This server is no longer required now at present. So I'm going to create a machine because I need a 2 Linux machines for a NFS and CAFS practical. Okay, and also there is a disk management practical is there. And guys, I will teach everything in CLI mode only, putty interface only. Okay, so magnifier I need. I think you know how to install it. Typical, right? Go to typical or custom. I will install operating system later. Select Linux. Okay, select Linux. Look at the screen. Select Linux. Change Ubuntu to CentOS 7. Okay, if you put a Oracle Linux 7, no problem, no problem. Okay, CentOS 7 64, compulsory 64. That's it. If you put a CentOS 8 64 also no problem. Name only different. Architecture is 64-bit. That's it. That's important. So Linux 64-bit. CentOS 7 64-bit. Next, I will change the name of this one. So I'll put your name CTS 5 Linux 1. Okay, or a Cent1. CentOS. I'm using CentOS, right? So I use a Cent1 or a CentOS 1, like that. CentOS 1. It is not at all looking good, so I want a cute name for that one. So which one is better? Linux 1 is better, or a Linux S1. Okay, like that. CTS bash 5. So you can use hyphen or without hyphen also, no problem. So I'm storing all the things in a separate folder, right? So I am storing all your data into my H folder, CTS folder, right? And then put a slash. Next, use a single file, and it is a 20 is enough because it's a minimal. If you put 10 also enough, but I will use 120. You can give anything 80, 100, 120, 160, like that also is better to put it. Put a higher than 20, higher than 40, like that. Okay, so 120 GB I'm assigning for my disk because I need more free disk. I use 120 GB. Customize hardware. Next, customize hardware. It is a 1 GB, but I want to install faster, so I select a 4 GB. So last I will change it to 4 GB. Okay, so 1 GB, it's okay. 1 GB is enough. Select this one, and select the first box. Okay, it is give you internal virtualization. Next, use ISO image file. So make sure that is it downloaded or not. So it is downloaded. So while we are starting only, it is downloaded already. I clicked on here, but it is not open yet. Okay, now it is downloaded here. So in my G drive. So browse. Z drive. So the name of see this one, not this one, this one, minimal. If you download DVD, no problem. Using DVD also you can install minimal, but I am using minimal directly. So very less options. So no need to worry about options also. VMNet 0, compulsory, I need internet. Compulsory, I need internet for my Linux VC. So VMNet 0 and ISO image, CPU this check mark, memory 1 GB is enough to run, and close, finish it. Okay, so if you power on it, no problem, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 3 lines. So then if in case, if possible, then I will do some virtualization, or maybe if I want to run in case any Docker kind of stuff, so internal virtualization may work here. Okay, so in future any virtualization things are there, so I will get it directly. Where is my VM edit file? So this is my VM edit file. Okay, so I am copying these 3 lines from VM edit file. I copied the files, then go to the location. Guys, if you forget which is your location, no problem, because the new version is giving location. You can go to the virtual machine, right click, open VM directory. Open VM directory. If you click here, automatically your virtual machine directory is open. See, directly it is working. Earlier it is not there. Now it is there. So I'm going to VMX file, right click, .vmx. So scroll down. If you are confused to add this thing 3 lines, so we confuse how to open and all kind of stuff, check it properly. If you are unable to add these 3 lines, no problem. Scroll down, floppy 0 present, copy these 3 lines. Copy these 3 lines. In the bottom, click and copy these 3 lines. Save it. Don't do mistakes while you are copying it. Okay, and next we don't want this one. So okay, now that point is completed, so added. Now again, edit virtual machine settings. Again, we have to verify few things. So VM edit file, the 3 lines we are added, VMNet 0, and image is inserted 120 GB. If you want more, you can increase it, no problem. This is a check mark is there, so compulsory this check mark is also important. And next, now it is a 1 GB. Go to options, advanced. You want BIOS or UEFI, you can select it. Okay, Linux BIOS or UEFI. This CentOS 7 support UEFI also. So if you want UEFI, you can select UEFI. Otherwise, you can select a BIOS also. Leave it for BIOS. Why confuse between BIOS and UEFI? And select this option. VMware tools, time sync off. Select this option. So then it will sync time with you. That is the thing. Okay. Then go to hardware. I'm selecting 4 GB to faster installation purpose. Later I will change it to 1 GB. 1 GB is enough to run. 2 GB is, oh shit. Shit. Disconnected. It will take less time to install OS. That's why I'm using this one. Okay, so here it is, power on the virtual machine. So I change my RAM to 4 GB. Okay, I'm powering on the virtual machine. Okay, so click on the screen first and wait for something show on the screen. Okay, it is showing something. Install CentOS 7 or test. I'm selecting install CentOS 7. Testing is not required because it's an image only. If in case if you have a physical DVD then or a CD, so compulsory you have to test it. Okay, image. I selected it. So press enter key to begin the installation process. Bottom, this close this one. Why it is waiting? Or press enter. Wait for some time and then press enter. That's it. It's mobile data. Okay, so first of all, it will verify your hardware. Each hardware part, whether it is mounted, what is there, what are the equivalent drivers for that one, or generic drivers, like that. It will. Okay, let it come. So it will come very faster only. I will ask questions here. The file system architecture and everything you can see. Okay, so I'm going through once again here. Disk, hard disk. What is the name of hard disk in the Linux? You said Linux is everything is file system, right? What is the name of hard disk? A hard disk, one single hard disk is there. Disk name. Where is your hard disk is located? Yeah, tell me. No problem.
Directory, I think so.
Whatever it is, tell me. File or directory.
Directory.
What directory? Disk name. Here in Windows, we are calling it as a disk 0, disk 1, and directly we are looking at disk management, right? So here also some name is there, no? Some name or some file name for a disk file name. Everything is file in this. What is the name of the disk and location? Name and location. All hardware files are yeah, tell me.
File system.
I'm asking disk name. Okay. So simple question. First question is, where is all your hardware files are located? In file system, where hardware files are located? In a file system means file hierarchical structure.
C drive. File.
Linux. Okay, so we got a screen, English India. Okay, English India. Continue. Okay, Asia, Kolkata time zone. Don't worry. So first of all, I want a networking part. Then only I will select anything. Okay. Network and host name is there, no? Can you see bottom? Network and host name. So click on network and host name. So this is my Ethernet. It is off condition. It is off condition. So turn on. Okay. If you turn on, it will get some IP address. Okay. It got some IP address because it is getting from my mobile phone, both IPv4 and IPv6. Later it will change when I connect it to my physical network. Okay. And this is a domain name is there. If you want, you can change it later or you can change it now also. Which one we do? I will change it later. I will put some name for this one. Localhost 1, local domain 1. Just I putting current name like this, but I will change the name later. So then we can learn how to change the name. Okay. So turn on this one. Done. Okay. Now network is connected. Software selection minimal. You won't get any other options here. No extra options. Basic operating system will store. You'll get a blank screen only. KDump enable. So this is also enable. Enable KDump automatic. Installation selection. Last we'll see. This is a installation source. Click done. Okay. Your time. It's like India. You have to select India, Asia, Kolkata. Network time on. Okay. Why it is showing a small screen? It has to show normally. Why it is become screen resolution become very less? Okay. So what is this network time? You got a time from network. If you are connected to internet, your time will be set through network time servers, NTP servers. Okay. Still it is. No. This is not acceptable. This is a good in screen size. Okay. So whatever it is. Okay, done. The screen size is not. Yeah. Installation destination. Okay. So here go to installation and destination. I will configure partitions. Select I will configure partitioning. I will configure partition. Don't use automatic. Use I will configure partition. Manually you have to configure the partitions. Okay, once you click on done, it will show manual partitioning. It shows LVM. I don't want LVM. I am going to standard partitions. I am going to do standard partitions. And it is asking mount points. Guys, here thing is important partitions are for a boot, file architecture boot, and another one is slash. What is slash? Whole system is under slash only. Boot slash boot. Okay, if you are in a EFI slash boot slash EFI and slash home. Okay, or if you want for a slash root, also you can give slash root. Slash var, if you want to give for a slash var, you can give. Okay, swap, for a swap also you have to give separate partitions, or if you want give for others you can give. So this is 200 MB is enough, but I want to give 512 MB. Power cut now, so I can't able to see my keyboard. So here I am giving a 20 GB. Okay, 20 GB. This is also I am giving a 20 GB, not enough. 20 GB is more than enough, lot of enough. So 10 GB is enough. but I have a lot of disk space, right? What I will do? Swap is depends upon your RAM capacity. Currently my RAM is 4 GB, but later I will change it to 2 GB only. So 1 GB only maximum. So I put a 2 GB, 1 GB RAM, 2 GB swap, or 2 GB RAM, 4 GB swap, 4 GB RAM, 8 GB swap. Always double the your RAM size. Okay, so yeah, 2 GB is enough. Otherwise, you can add more swap memory later if you require. So I'm going to change it to 1 GB time. So right. So this is the sizes I'm going to assign to my this thing. So go to the mount point slash. No. First is my I like boot only. I'm not able to see anything. Yum is enough. So it will understand it is a 512 MB. File system is XFS. It is showing. Next slash. How much slash? I want to put a 20 GB. Home 20 GB or 10 GB? 20 GB. 10 GB is enough. Who will put a that much size? 10 GB. Where BIOS boot like that it is there. So I'm not putting anything for where is enough. Yeah, if you want, you can assign for a where. Okay, so you can assign something for a where like maybe a 20 GB. That is purely up to you. What is the use of where, guys? My current swap is 2 GB. 2 GB swap. What is the where file use? See, if your total is 120 GB, available 67 GB. Still, I have a 67 GB space is there. Okay, done. Accept changes. I think everything is connected properly. Okay, so begin installation. Root password. Okay, so root password, first you have to click on root password. Give root password is admin@123 because that is I don't forget. Okay, and user creation. First user I am creating here, student 1, for example. Student 1 is a password for this one. I can't able to see anything. Student 1. Okay, student 1 username, student 1 password, student 1 password. Done. For root, admin@123. For root password, admin@123. Okay. Now it will take a little bit time. It is already how many packages? 295 packages only. Because it's a minimal, it will take less time, maximum 5 to 10 minutes to install. And my charging power is reduced to 72% is there. So I have to close one by one meanwhile. So let it go on. I said I will ask question, right? So like this. In Linux, the disk name is /dev/sd. Yeah, it is look like that one. /dev. All your hardware files are stored in /dev. Where is your bootable file stores? I have to ask this question otherwise. This is my root slash. Then where is your bootable file stores? In Linux, where is bootable files are stores? Bootable files. Okay, Tushar told one thing, that is root. I can't able to see the screen. It is completely blank. Root is a root user's home directory. Root is a root user's home directory. Slash is a overall directory, means everything is under slash only. Okay, where is your bootable files are located? Where is your configurations are located? Where is your CMDs are located? Tell me the architecture, at least names, file system architecture. Kernel is a kernel only. I'm asking your file system architecture. Just 2 weeks back or 3 weeks back, you learn Linux. Slash boot contains bootable files. Slash boot contains bootable files. Slash etc configuration files, like slash etc slash passwd, like configuration files. Users home directory slash home. Users home directory slash home. Normal commands, your commands, shell commands, bin, sbin. Bin, normal user commands, sbin, administrator commands. Slash var, dynamic data storage. Temp, temporary storage. Okay, temporary data storage. One more is there. What is that one? USR. USR. It means if you install any application like Java or anything, you install in any application, it stores in USR only. OPT, or other things are there, but these are basic and common in all Linux kind of stuff. Root, boot, etc, home, bin, sbin, var, temp, USR, dev. How you should not, I have written there only dev. Any other? Do you remember anything? Root, boot, etc, home, bin, sbin, var. For example, I created a user, name is student1, right? So for example, that one is student1. The student1 directory is under home. Student1's home directory is slash home slash student. This is a home directory. Slash root is a home directory of root user. Guys, if you forget a file system architecture, if that is a question in interview, then what you will do? File system architecture, file architecture, here it is. So it is 261 by 291. Power came finally, but I cannot disconnect and connect to that one. So or You forget. Okay. So why we should ask questions? What is a bootloader name in your enterprise Linux? Hmm? What happening? User student one is will be created. Is created. Set. What happened, guys? Can you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Then no one is telling an answer. Simple question, file system hierarchy. Guys, studying means something like that time only I will tell answer. It is not like that. You know, when we are in a kids, then it's no, just even just someone woke up in a sleep also, he can able to woke up in the sleep and tell an answer. That type preparation is required. Not again verifying the textbook. Once you study, that's enough. Not required again coaching centers. Nowadays, the coaching center is kind of online tutorials are become more famous. This online means, you know, you a kid is went to the school, not enough. Should go to the tutorials, tuitions, tuition center. Not a weak student or clever student. There is no difference. It is everything. One is same. Go to the tuition and do the homework of school. Because in a if you came to home, you are interrupted. Next one is online classes, Byju's. Very clear explanation. What is that clear cut explanation? Do it. Never seek a clear cut explanation. Get a confused explanation only. Like you guys are asking me when very good question. Even if I normally as a trainer we don't like that kind of question, that is, but still you got a question is for more clarity. Uh, like how to configure, right? 1 0 or a 0 1 type means if you configure like this or like this, what could be happens. So that is the real questions. Okay, if already given explanation about it, then if you don't get an answer, then you never try to understand it. When you try to understand it, when you try to do it, then definitely you can learn. That's my point. There is my virtual machine. Some part is there, so again maybe take time. We put a 4 GB RAM, right? So then completes. Any questions in regarding Linux? Anything you want to discuss now? Any clarification for Monday practical? So I will show you disk management. I will write here. So in Linux, disk management. Okay. Before disk management, I don't know whether you know PuTTY or not, or you forget that PuTTY. PuTTY SSH keygen. If you want to do it tomorrow, if you are free and you want to do it tomorrow only or today only, no problem. My highly rated types of Windows. This is a window. Yeah, I got a question. Why Windows operating system called as a Windows? Everything has a different name like Linux, Unix, the name is there. And Windows came from Bill Gates. And instead of Gates, he put a Windows. Why? Hmm? Anyone? Why Windows operating system called as a Windows? Yeah, tell me. You don't know. Microsoft, what is the first one? MS-DOS, right? They took a DOS, they developed as a DOS, disk operating system. Original name is Dirty operating system, and then it is become but next one is become a Windows. Windows 1, Windows 2, Windows 3, Windows 4, Windows 5 like that. But in Windows, currently we have to tell Windows Server Edition, Windows Desktop Edition. Desktop means Windows 10, Windows 11, or maybe Windows 8, Windows 7, and Windows servers like 2019, 2016, 12 from Windows NT, it is there. Because Windows operating system, when came to the Windows operating system, it is mostly it's a GUI based operating system, graphical user interface operating system. Linux and Unix, even that time they are using a CLI based operating system. Windows is a GUI based operating system. Okay, so what is a window? This is a window. This is a window. Okay, where is my okay? So we'll open this one. Little bit. Okay, this is a window. This we call it as a window. This is a window. Through window I can able to see my files. Through window I can see my content. Okay, so if anything you open, it is like a window. Okay, through window you can able to see it, right? So you are working inside this window. If you open this one, where is this? This is the VMware window. So everything is a window. That's why the name is Windows. Got the point? But now GI mod, Linux and Unix is also there. So we can't call that one as a Windows. That's why they call it a X Windows. I have one small. Tell me.
I mean to ask like that how many types of windows does we have?
Windows operating system means Windows only, Windows Server, Windows client only. These kind of windows, like I say, show window. That is I don't know that kind of question. Like interview, they will ask that type of questions. Windows is a meaning is operating system only, Microsoft operating system, proprietary, no separate distributions. Linux as a distributions, no proprietary. Linux is a non-proprietary version, open source. So anybody can able to create their own Linux operating system. Then type of Linux is 2-3 types of Linux are there, like a scientific Linux, enterprise Linux, like that. But it comes to the distributions, and again Linux distributions. CentOS, Red Hat is the main important, later remaining. Okay, Red Hat Enterprise Linux is a main enterprise Linux. CentOS is another enterprise Linux, like that. But in Windows we don't have. Windows we have a server, we have a client, and maybe a hypervisor server, or maybe we can say Windows Nano servers, but it is in servers only. There is no type of windows. But why Windows calls as a Windows? You tell me.
Actually, in FAQ questions, there is a question like, 1 minute. What are types of windows?
Yeah, I know that one. I know that one. I know why you asked question also because last some batch they got question type of Windows. So that's why you have to give a clear point. So even there is a one batch, third batch, like this only, like in a free time only, we are talking. When I took a DevOps class also for them, Windows 10, Windows Server, DevOps. Three things I took class for them. Luckily, they're all selected. I don't know, and they got a very good question, very strong questions also. Tough questions they got it, they got selected. Some people will get a very light question, they won't get selected. So I'm not talking about that one. So important, they got very tough questions and more questions. Like one girl has got almost 28 questions or like that. They got selected. Okay. So in that batch only, one girl asked one question: what is class D subnet mask? What is class D subnet mask? Anyone?
No subnet class D.
Class D?
No subnet.
No subnet mask. Class D is a multicast address, and class A, B, C unicast address. It contains a subnet mask. Class D is a multicast address, no subnet mask. Okay, no subnet mask. But I ask a question. Why I ask a question? Class D subnet mask. People will confuse and try to think they don't know. Something there is a reason. Something we don't know means there is some answer is there. So we don't know. We feel it right. Be confident what you know. Windows is a Windows Microsoft proprietary operating system. Windows servers, Windows clients. That's it. Windows desktop operating system. Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows XP. These are desktop operating systems. Windows NT 2000, 2003, 2008, 2012, and 2016 and 19 are a server operating system. That is a clarity. So they will ask a question, just you have to give clarification. That's it. Understand? So many questions are there. Not only that question, there is a lot of non questions are there. Like TCP/IP, why UDP is a not if UDP is a not a connected and why it is how it is connected like that. Okay, TCP UDP difference wise is like different questions are there. Very good. You ask question type of windows. Okay. There is a few complete out of thinking questions are there. So I have to check. Yeah, it is completed, guys. Sorry. So it is went to a corner. It is actually here. Reboot is there. I don't know why it is went to that corner because this one. What is that? Two 239.255.255.255. 239. It means your multicast last address.
Class D.
Yeah, class D last final address 224 to 239 full range, right? So like the starting 224.0.0.0 to 239, 255, 255, 255. That is the last IP. Okay. Don't worry. Like try to figure out all the these kind of questions. Throw me at me. So then we will discuss. Okay. Yeah, guys, we got a login screen. See, I promised that it will take very less time. Okay, finally I got my PC. First login is root only. Okay, so root, enter. When I type password, the password won't visible here. Admin @123. So I got a my thing. So what is the first command? Any command. Who am I? I'm a root. Yeah, tell me any command you want. Is it easy to type commands or difficult to type commands here? How to check IP address in Linux? If config, it won't work here. You have to use IP-addr. Okay, IP-addr. Next IP-addr I use, and I can use nmcli also. This also give. Okay. See, my screen went to bottom. Uh, actually, so this is my IP address. You can see 192.168.116.42. Can you remember, or I have to type here? Okay. So this is my IP address of my Linux IP address. It is okay. So I can use PuTTY. This is a PuTTY application. So go through the PuTTY. Just put that IP address here, and we can connect from here to my PC directly. Okay. So PuTTY is an application. I will tell you how to download a PuTTY. If you don't know or if you forget, PuTTY download for Windows 10. Go for it. PuTTY.org. PuTTY.org. Download PuTTY. CentOS full version having a GUI. CentOS full version is there now, 4.7, 4 GB size is there now, 4 GB, 10 GB. That is a GUI mode, but I don't like it. Okay. I don't like it. So download this one. Download this one. Okay. PuTTY.exe 64-bit. Yeah, all our systems are 64-bit. No problem. You can download this one. So download PuTTY.exe. Just if you click it, you can download directly.
Do we completed download? Installing?
Yeah, completed installation. See?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. See, clear. So you can see it's a window. But tomorrow means Monday, I will show you how to do SSH kind of stuff. Do you want SSH now? I will show you now. So guys, clearly see the corner window. If in case, I will do SSH also. First of all, we have to install a key. SSH key we should be generated, but we are not sharing to anyone. We are directly connecting it. So see that one, how to generate a SSH key. First ls space -a. Look at, these are a hidden files plus normal files. This is also last batch they got a question, how to see hidden files. Okay, how to see hidden files. ls space -a. Next, ssh hyphen keygen. Are you writing? ssh hyphen keygen. First is ssh hyphen keygen. Enter. And it is showing like this. Put a enter only. It is a RSA 2048. Using that, it is algorithm. Okay, RSA algorithm, it is generating a key, okay, key fingerprint. Completed. And if you see ls space hyphen a, you can see .ssh folder, .ssh folder in a blue color. Okay. Now ls space .ssh folder. You can see two files. One is a id rsa, id underscore rsa, id underscore rsa dot pub. Dot pub means public key. So what is the first one? Private key. Dot pub is a public key. So actually we have to share the public key to others, but by connecting you will get that one automatically. So this is a SSH key generator. So what to do? Step by step I will write SSH hyphen keygen and put a enter only, enter like that, keep enter. That's it. So before you do, put a ls space hyphen a. After you do, put a ls space hyphen a. So then you can see in a output, so dot ssh folder. Okay, so put a ls space dot ssh. So you can see what is the folders, files in the ssh. That's it. You have to do ssh keygen. Next, it is try to download putty.exe. Just I'm downloading new one. This is the putty 4 for me. Actually, I have a putty and super putty. Both are there. Okay, putty is downloaded. Close. This is my putty 4, new one, fresh one. So this is my putty. What is putty? Putty only. Okay. So this is a connection type: SSH connection, serial connection, other connections. Now new list is there. In my world application, I have a world only telnet and raw connection is there, or login. But something new is added here. But don't worry, we need SSH only. What is SSH, guys? What is SSH? What is telnet? Secure shell. Okay. What is the use of SSH and telnet? What is the use of SSH and telnet?
Telnet for remote access.
Yes, telnet and SSH for a remote connection, remote access purpose. Okay. SSH port number. SSH port number 22. Telnet port number 23. Okay. So my Linux is SSH based connection. Other putties also there. Other putty connections also there. Mean settings are there, but I will show you very simple way, because I'm using a mobile net now. So that's my IP address look like this one, but next time IP address will be changed. So that time I will show you. Monday I will show you how to connect different with IP address. So settings I will show you. So this is my PC IP address, my Linux IP address. This is my Linux IP address. Sorry, this is my Linux IP address. SSH connection 22. This is a putty is an application. You don't need to install anything. Just download putty.exe. Okay, just open it. Give your Linux IP address, port number, not required. So select SSH. Port number automatically is there. Click open. For first time, I'm open. Click open. Error connection, connection refused. Why? I given a very big buildup. Why is there no connection? My mobile hotspot problem. Maybe IPADDR. Again, it is changed to 94. Okay, no problem. It's not it is saying it is 94. Open. Now you got a some security alert. Okay, either you have to accept or connect once. If you accept means the key is there no from your server that will be stored in your physical machine. Okay, Linux SSH key stores in your physical machine. Connect once means temporarily it is stores, but again if you are connecting it will ask for accepting again. So select connect once or accept. Now login as it is a small in ones. Okay, though, and I'm going to change settings. Appearance 10 points to bold 20, 10 to 20, double the size. Okay, so apply. Now it is looking good. You can adjust it, no problem, as per your requirement. Can you feel it is look good? Admin, right? 1, 2, 3. Then so this is a one connection. Again, I want two putties. One is a Linux is a multi-user multitasking, right? Multi-user multitasking. Here I log in as a multi-user mode like student 1, student 1. Yeah, a login. Why it is showing a hashtag here and why it is showing a dollar symbol here? Anyone? See who command showing who are connected. Very good. Root user hash symbol, normal user dollar symbol. Even a normal user become an administrator also dollar symbol only. Only for root it shows hash symbol. Very good. So who command I given root and student one is currently login through putty. If I have a 10 users, 10 putties I can able to open. Okay. Now you have to use like for a root or a student or some other user or some other root, you can able to use number of putty links like this. Okay, what is the advantage of putty? For me personally, I can copy the commands. I can copy the commands and paste into text file. For example, like this. Just select it and copy. You're not required to put a control C or like that. See, it is in my notepad. Got the point, guys? I'm exit from one of the terminal. I'm in a root. So this is a Linux. So if you want to check IP address, IP space ADDR, and you can verify your IP address ENS33, and this is your IP address. Or put a NMCLI. Put a NMCLI. Also it will display your IP address. So this is your IP address. You can see connected to ENS33 like this. Otherwise you can put a Q, put a clear like this. Okay. So I given a command that is SSH hyphen keygen to generate a key. Enter. That's enough. Okay. What we can able to do it? Nothing. You can use the ping command or anything. You can do it. Now I am going to shut down my virtual machine without going to shut down my virtual machine. How to shut down Linux machine? Guys, tell me. How to give a shutdown command? Faster, faster, faster. Everybody sleep. Put a power off. That is enough. Enter. Okay, close. Close it. Check it. See power off. And it done anything, just it is power off. And change your RAM to 2 GB or 1 GB. That is enough. Okay.
Can you power on the same putting command?
It is off condition. How can I put a command? Where we have put a command?
Sir, you are power off system, so I think this is option to power on.
Once machine is off, connection is disconnected, right? Yes, then how to put a command? Where to put? If you put a command also, the connection is disconnected already. Putty won't establish the connection. Already running PC only, it established. But you got a one question, and if I explain, people are already lot of people are scolding me like, sir, it is 7:30, almost like it is 6:40. There is a feature called Wake on LAN. If you like, you can search for a in internet also you can search the feature called Wake on LAN. Wake on LAN. Okay, search for this one. That is actually you are asking one question like already my server is off or maybe virtual machine is off or like that. So off condition is there. Can I update my server or can I turn on my server remotely? Physically you have to turn on, but remotely can you turn on your server or can I update my server in an off condition? So we can do it using a feature called Wake on LAN. That is belongs to your NIC feature. NIC should have this feature. NIC should have this feature in a real time in a industry. So they use this feature to turn on their virtual machines means servers. They'll turn on, update, or get a information from it in a off condition. So that is called wake on LAN. It means like you are sleeping, but still you are waking inside. Someone touches, I know that one, you woke up. So search for a turn on. What is it?